Hi, we have with us today on the red carpet the famous director Gautham Vasudev Menon, the trend-setting Tamil director who has made a difference in cinema. Gautham is one of the most popular directors as he has found a niche audiences in the multiplexes and those who like something different. Gautham has found his own audiences. And today, people come to see a Gautham Menon movie. And if it's in combination with Ajith, well, sky is the limit. Ajith is one of the biggest stars in Tamil cinema. He has such a huge fan base spread across the world. And today, the kind of movies that he does, his fans are eagerly looking forward to lap it up. Gautham, what is this Yennai Arindhaal? What's it all about?
So that is the film. The film is about getting to know this man. And he says, if you know me, you will know lots more other things about me. If you know me, you will know not to mess with me. If you know me, then you'll know how my mind works. If you know me, you won't think twice about marrying me. Stuff like that. So the whole film is set up on that premise as to who is this guy. So the first 20-30 minutes sets up the character and who is this guy. And once you get to know him, you'll fall in love with him is what I'm hoping for.
So there's something mystery about this man.
Yeah, there is a mystery because, you meet somebody new and you're wondering, you get to know him over like a cup of coffee and you've interacted with him over a journey somewhere and you wonder what's about this guy, what's behind that facade, but he doesn't give in so easily. Yeah. And by the time you get to know him, there's all sorts of danger and crime and gangsters and cops and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what this film is all about.
How do you feel like working with one of the biggest commercial heroes, Ajith?
I feel really good. Absolutely. Always wanted to work with him. I've been talking about this over the past 3-4 months. Kaka Kaka was initially planned with, Mr. Ajith. I wanted to work with him at that time. And then at every point we've been talking and somewhere things have not fallen into place. But I'd like to believe in what he said. He said there is a time for things to fall in place and I guess we were meant to be only around this time. And let's make a good film around this time. So we've just gone in and put everything into this film actually.
Ajith is a mass hero. Do you have an introduction scene for him?
No, every actor needs an introduction. Every heroine needs an introduction. This is as simple as it can get. So I'm saying for me the introduction with Ajith happened, when I met him. And the chance to work with him, was the biggest introduction ever for me actually. And I worked on this like I'm working on my first film. I put everything into this. I'm not saying when you make your 14th film, you don't work as hard as you make your first film. But somewhere I don't know where I stand, so I thought let me put everything into it again, That's all I mean.
How's your comfort level?
Very, very comfortable because he's like that. Essentially, he makes you feel very comfortable. And you want to work with somebody who will make you feel at ease, not keep you on your toes thinking, how do I talk to him, how do I handle him. Straight away, he interacts with everybody from A to Z, And he makes you feel really comfortable and he keeps talking to you and he cooks for you and he makes you laugh and stuff like that. So he's a next door guy, absolutely. I was also working with an actor who straight away came on board saying, do not make anything for me, for the image that you think I have. Fit me into your script. Make a film that you'd ideally make and put me into that script is what he told me. And that was like a pat on the shoulder.
He didn't insist that you should have that.
No, I don't think he ever does. No. And he straight away, even while filming, there may have been a couple of moments where I have indulged because I know I'm working with Ajith, the star, and he said, would you do this if I wasn't in the film? I said, no, sir. Then why would you do it? It's in a friendly way, he said, just don't do this. Let's not have this line here, and you just treat me normally like how you treat any other star or actor in the film, so he made that easy for me.
So he turned out to be a director's delight.
Yeah, he's a delight to work with, absolutely.
He went for any number of takes?
No, not at all. In fact, if I just forget the filming part of it, dubbing, I know how most actors, once they get the lines, they'll move on. He dubbed a lot of days for this film because he said this film demands that from me. And he'll say, you've got a take? I said, yeah, I've got an okay take. Let me do a couple of more takes. So that's how he dubbed for this film. And you can make out when you watch the film, I'm saying leave everything else, you can make out from the tone of that voice how much effort he's put in the dubbing, process. Yeah.
Have you been able to satisfy Ajith fans? Because they expect certain kind of elements associated with the actor to be in this film. Have you satisfied them?
I'll know only when the film releases, right? like I said earlier, I did indulge in a couple of moments, and he said, "Why in this scene?" I said, "No, sir. I think in this scene because it's you." He said, "Forget the fact it's me. Would the scene need this line if it wasn't me as a hero?" I said, "No, maybe not." So then don't do it. So I'm working with a hero who kept saying, "Don't do that." And I think we've been honest to the film. We might have indulged here and there, but it's still within that being honest to the film and the screenplay and everything like that. So I haven't gone overboard with that. I'm hoping his fans will like what we've shown. They'll see him in a range of emotions in the film. And then beyond that, there will be this other audience that will come to the theatre to watch a good film. Is my hope.
Gautham, in your film, the action scenes are always far superior. And here you have taken silver. How has it worked out?
Yeah, I think it's come out really slick more than anything else. We've not done anything extra. I don't do stuff which is extravagant. The action will be very realistic. Yeah, it'll be very realistic. There won't be any flying around and stuff like that. And I just appreciated that. In fact, we don't have any rope sequences in the film at all. It's all very real, live action sort of thing that we've planned in the film. And there's a lot of action in the film.
So, after so many years, you're rejoining with your favorite music director, Harris Jayaraj. How's the experience?
I mean, if you like the music, then the answer lies in that itself, I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're coming back after...
No, we've always been in touch. There's never been there's no friction as such or anything like that. We've always been in touch. The families know each other. And so, in fact, when I confirmed the project with Mr. Ajith and Ratnam sir and all that, I took my wife only and went to Harris's place, and because the families know each other, you know what I'm saying? And the kind of work that he's put in 6 months to give me 7 songs and of this quality is superb, if you ask me. It's tremendous. So I'm really happy about the music, and more importantly, the background score. He's really cracked with the background score in this film, if you ask me.
Now, tell us about your favorite heroine, Trisha, who has sizzled in this movie.
Actually, Trisha is very easy to work with, and I discovered that during Vinay Thandi Varuvaya. And she's somebody who likes these candid moments and stuff like that. So I can keep talking to her as the camera is running, and she'll respond accordingly. And I always thought she has it in her. That's why Vinay Thandi Varuvaya looks so different. Yeah. But in this, I think that's the best role till date. Yeah, but then you'll be surprised when you see this film. She's just taken it away from everybody else, if you ask me. She's outstanding in whatever we gave her in that length, and she looks so endearing and stuff like that. And you'll be surprised that, after being 10 years in the industry and after having done so many films, she's capable of pulling off something like that. Even when she's not there on screen, her presence sort of lingers in the film. But having said that, I shouldn't take the onus away from Anushka, who I've also discovered to be one of the sweetest human beings I've ever met. And she's this sweet that when I told her that Trisha is a little hesitant to come on board because there is another heroine, and I did narrate both the characters to her and stuff like that. And she was wondering if that character had more meat and stuff like that. So Anushka said, "No, why don't you ask her to play this?" Because we had confirmed Anushka for that role much before I went to Trisha. The film came with Ajith sir and Anushka on board to me. And I wrote a script around that. So Anushka was confirmed for that role of this character, Tenmuri. Yeah. No, Anushka was confirmed for Tenmuri. And Trisha was for the other character, Hemanika. But when Trisha heard both the characters, she said, "I like that one also." So when I told Anushka that she said this, she said, "Please ask her to play that role. I'll very gladly play this role." So you don't meet heroines like that, in everyday life. I'm saying so. Both of them are absolute sweethearts to work with.
You are the king of romance, and a die-hard romantic like you, the chemistry between Trisha and Ajith must have been fabulous.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a good-looking guy. We have 2 good-looking girls in the film. So why not? And I tend to write, no matter what, I'll tend to write with a little bit of love and romance in the script. It's not a conscious effort. It is not a conscious effort that because Ajith sir is in the film, I should have a love track. The journey of a man, I said, like from 13, there is bound to be some woman coming into his life. So I just decided to take the journey like that. And within that, we fit in Anushka and Trisha. And a good-looking guy, the way he talks, very natural. It's like if I put a candid camera on him and I followed him around during a day, this is what you will see of Ajith in the film, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
So romantic scenes are worked out very well.
Absolutely. Everything about him, not just the romance. The way he is in life, I'm saying. Like I'm saying, if he were to enter a place and there's a woman in front of him, he'll probably hold back and open the door for the woman to enter. Which is what I've seen and which is what I do also.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah, and we've got all those moments in the film. It's like we put a camera on him. We've made him as real as possible. Yeah.
And there are songs in
Yeah, the songs take the story forward. So there is this love montage song between Ajith and Trisha, which takes the film over 4-5 years, and I think it's very nicely done. As far as the actors, they perform really well, and I think the crowd will like that. I'm saying so here is Ajith sir in a very different version of what he's done earlier. He's capable of all this, but I think I've just taken all that and put it into a film where you see him doing things that you want him to do on screen, sort of thing.
Gautham, this is a difficult question. After the trailer, a lot of people feel there is a Vettayadu, Vilayadu and Varanam Ayiram feel to the movie. Your comments, please.
Nothing to comment on that. I mean, if I watch a Mani Sir film, or if I were to watch a Bhararaja film, or if I were to watch even a Mishkin film, I'm saying, I as an audience would expect some trait or some sort of touch from his work. I look for that touch in the way Mani Sir's dialogues are written, in the way he handles his women and stuff like that. So I'm not equating myself to these people, but I'm saying automatically in a filmmaker's work that will tend to come across. I really don't see a problem with that. And while we started making this film itself, Ajith sir said, give me a film like Vettayadu Vilayadu, is what he said. So even though it's not that, and there's a lot more shades and stuff like that, maybe you will still find, I'm saying you will still find some touches of all these moments in every film of mine. If you take even Vinay Thandi Varuvaya, I'm saying, there will be an element of Varanam Ayiram, or there will be, I'm not saying there won't be actual scenes as such, but you will still feel, this is part of Gautham Menon's repertoire.
Your films are known for its powerful scripts. Why did you rope in Sridhar Raghavan and Kumara Raja for this film?
So see, it's not a question of bringing in people. Normally I write, and on every film I've looked to take this discussion forward with a couple of people. This started with Kaka Kaka itself, but somewhere I went back and started writing it. I'm a very reluctant writer, if you ask me. I'd rather have material that somebody else has written, which I can just direct. But it never ends up like that, because somewhere I'd like to put in my own stuff and take it from what I've seen in life and stuff like that. Vinay Thandi was an example of what I entirely wrote in 5 days and put a lot of my own elements into it and stuff like that. Varanam Ayiram was about stuff that happened in my own life, so it was easy to write that. And Vettayadu Vilayadu was, I discussed with Anurag Kashyap and people like that. Then I brought on board Mr. Vishal Bhandari to help me take the script forward and stuff like that. So in that scenario, Sridhar is a very good friend, and he's also a well-wisher. And he's somebody, I need for that pat on the shoulder, saying, this sounds nice, go for it. Not many people will say go for it, you know what I'm saying? So when I wrote this initially, I called Sridhar and I said, I have something I'd like to discuss with you. We brought him down, and he helped me take the script forward in the sense, he said yes, and he gave me some pointers and opened up some doors for me and stuff like that. And then halfway through filming, Kumar Raja, who's also a good friend, and I loved his Aranyakandam. I watched it even recently again on my laptop, and I thought it's really nice and all that. But I have great regard for him as a person more than anything else, and his ideology about film and all that. I discussed this with him. He also told me, being a very different kind of filmmaker, he said this completely works for me, he said, which was helpful. And then he also opened a couple of doors for me when I was stuck at certain points in the screenplay. So they are acted as sounding doors. Yeah, correct. And they are script consultants, and they've also helped me in taking the screenplay forward here and there in the film.
In your films, the supporting character who plays maybe the negative role is as powerful as the hero. How is it in Yennai Arindhaal regarding Arun Vijay?
See, I'm not going to say anything about what kind of character he's playing, but I think he's complemented Ajith sir's screen presence tremendously. Equally, I'm saying. Only then the hero stands out even more stronger. Only if I'm tormenting the hero a lot more, and if I'm making him think and I'm making him react and work and put himself out there, only then he also survives or succeeds, and you know what kind of a man he is. So I wanted somebody who will do all that to the hero, and Ajith sir understood that really well. So Arun has got tremendous body language. He's very good with action and stuff like that. And Ajith sir completely appreciated that right till the show that we had day before yesterday. So I'm happy that a hero of his stature has actually let somebody else, hold so much presence in the film, and leave that aside, which is important. Arun, who whatever it is, he is a hero by himself. Yeah. And for him to actually come on board a film and let go of all that and get into a situation where normally it will be for a character artist sort of thing, I think I'd like to really appreciate Arun also for that, seriously.
You have got Dan McArthur as your cameraman, an Australian. Why didn't you take an Indian cameraman? Because in all your films, the cameraman is done excellent job. Recently, Manoj Paramahams. Why?
No, everybody is busy. Like I know I would have loved to work with Manoj again, but I know Manoj is really busy. And when we started this film, I know Manoj was busy. Even people like Raj Shekhar and people in my circle whom I'd like to work with, they're all busy doing their films. And here was a man I met casually, and we discussed some stuff, and I saw some of his work, and I was able to relate to him, and I think he was able to relate to what I was talking. And I thought, why not? And he seemed to know the camera like a baby. You know what I'm saying? The settings on the camera and stuff like that. And right from the producer to the director to the lowest worker, very happy with the man, you know, because very minimal unit and no noise on the sets, and everybody was very comfortable with this Australian cameraman. And I thought, why not show an Indian or Tamil scenario through his point of view, you know, sort of thing. Yeah.
What is the duration of the film, the running time?
I think it's 2:45 now. 2:45.
But in the censor certificate, it's clearly stated that it is 176 minutes.
No. What happened was, I'd like to clarify this here. We were hard pressed for time, and Mr. Ratnam had to put the date out. So we edited a first version, which we were happy with. It was a very proper film which had all the elements. And Mr. Ratnam said, let's go and censor this version. The idea was, we will cut down from that for the release. And if the film does really well, and once it plays out its run of, you know, whatever 3 to 4 weeks, whatever the trend these days, for the fans, we'll put out the extended version later. So let's censor the first version. So there's no need to go back and censor the bigger version. You know what I'm saying? You understand? So from that, from the 3 hour, 8 minute version, we cut down to what was always going to be a 2 hour, 46 minute film. And this 2 hour 46 includes 3 minutes of titles before and 3 minutes titles after. Yeah. And 3 minutes of a title reel before also. So in essence, it's about 240. And it's a tight 240 is what I'm thinking. Now if the film does well, hopefully, you know, God willing and all that stuff, and it plays out its run, I'm hoping Mr. Ratnam will be able to release the extended version in the screen, fewer shows, you know, where it doesn't affect show times and stuff like that. After 4 weeks of run or whatever, we'll put out the extended version in the screens. It was the idea. Okay. We want to celebrate the film, that's all.
Even the DVD version like you have in...
We'll have the extended version, yes. Because there are a lot more moments. See, also, it's not that I have indulged, but this is a span. It's a journey of a character.
Yeah, from 13 to 38.
Yeah, so there were lots of moments, and we went into the villain's angle. We gave everybody an angle in the film. But in the final cut, we wanted it to be only a straight line sort of thing. So I have certain moments that I can easily fit into the 3 hour, 8 minute version and put it out as the DVD version later. If the film does well, we'll all be very happy, yeah.
So you're back with Vivek, your favorite comedian right from Minale days.
Yeah, see, but in an action film, especially being in a thriller genre and stuff like that, it'll be very difficult to bring in, you know, humor that doesn't work with the scenes. But I just wanted a character who will be with Ajith sir through that journey in life. At certain important moments, even without any line, his presence needs to be there is what I thought. And for one really important moment in the film, where there's no dialogue or anything like that, I wanted Vivek to be around. If it wasn't Vivek, it was somebody else, your mind opens up to some negative images in your head, you know. But if Vivek was there, you wouldn't think so. You know, so which is why I wanted Vivek to be in that particular shot. And even otherwise, here and there, we still managed to bring in a little bit of humor into the story and into the scenes, I think, yeah. I would have loved to give him much more. In fact, we did lots more. But I think within the length of the film, we had to cut down on certain humor which wasn't necessary for the film as such. The 3 hour, 8 minute version will probably have all that.
So what next?
I'm already halfway into filming with Simbu. We started Yennai Arindhaal putting that film on hold. So we are announcing the title very soon and continuing shoot on that. So from Feb 10th onwards, we pick up the shoot of that film.
Thank you, Gautham. It was wonderful talking to you, and the fans are looking eagerly forward for your movie.
Thank you so much.